trust these people. We ask that you look down on them and ask that you give them the ability to make wise decisions for our country, our community, our town, and our county. We ask that you do the same with our leaders of America, that they make wise decisions to protect our servicemen abroad. And we ask that if you would look down at those people in Ukraine who are suffering greatly at the hands of a communistic dictator, and if it be thy will, help those people and make them safe and protect them. All these things we ask through Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, Joe, can you check this public mic right here, because I don't have any feed here to see if it's on.
I don't know how to check.
I don't have it's plugged
Is it
in.
plugged on the other end?
I don't have a blue light. I got a blue. Everybody's got a blue light except for the public meeting, which we don't have any public comments, so we'll move on. Sorry about that, miss. I just noticed that light would not come on. But can y'all please put your phones on airplane mode? I actually listened to the last meetings when I wasn't here, and they were hard to listen to because of the static on the radios, and we want to give everybody an opportunity to be able to listen as much as we can.
Can I make an apology? It was me.
I know.
I was using the calculator, and I noticed in it, when I got it like right here,
Yes, sir.
you couldn't hear anything, but when I moved it,
That's
so
right.
I apologize.
I put mine in my pocket, that way we can, but thank you, Mr. Williams. All right, welcome to our February the 14th meeting. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Spend it with the people
Yeah.
who love the most.
We had to spend it with the people we love the most, Mr. I need a motion that we approve the agenda.
I make a motion we approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Bone, and a second, Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion?
I want to remove the A there from my section, and I noticed we have a visitor, and we're supposed to have an answer tonight on County Road 161. It's been 30 days. So I want to put County Road 161
Okay,
in my place.
okay. We're gonna add County Road 161 and move to Adair property, please. Any further? Having none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Miss Sylvia, just for the record, would you show that we do have a quorum and a full commission, so. All right, come down, we don't have any public comments. At this time, I would like to ask Roger Bates to come up. We're gonna go in executive session for a few minutes to discuss some business, and there is gonna be some action on probably one piece of, that we're gonna talk about during our, so when we come back, revene, we will probably take action at a different time. If y'all would be patient with us too, and I'm gonna ask that our assistant, our administrator, and our assistant administrator be present, and everybody else, I'll have to ask you to leave. Thank you. Can you kill that mic? Go ahead and kill them mics, Joe. I'm sorry, we need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion, got a second, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Was it live, please? Okay, sorry it took so long, guys. We really got some business going on, so we're gonna continue on. We have, a public hearing for the trade school tax. Miss,
I make a motion that we, open a public meeting, Jim.
we got a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Parnell, and a second, Commissioner Mims, all in favor. Anybody have any question? All, having none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So, you gonna address this, or?
Well, I can, but I'm not fully prepared. I'll have to go by memory from years ago, but many years ago, Chilton County, passed a tax, and it's been fondly called the trade school tax over the years. But it is a property tax that is split, 50-50. The county gets a portion of it, and it goes into industrial and rural development. and the Board of Education gets the other half of the property tax, and it funds the trade school. And there's a million things that we use our portion for over the years. We've helped some issues with the sheriff's department. We've helped with our parks. We've helped with our IDA funding. And it's a pretty broad scope of what falls under rural and economic
Mental
development.
health too.
Mental health. There's a lot of things that affect, if it affects you in rural Chilton County outside of the municipalities, this money has been used in some way to help you at times. But, that tax is coming due, and with my understanding, the renewal process of this would be a motion from the commission to renew the tax. That motion would be given to our local legislative delegation. They would have an act written, it would be voted on by the legislature, it would be approved, hopefully by the legislature, and put on I guess it'll be on
Do
the
a special
presidential.
call.
Would it be, you
It
wanna
had to
do
be,
a
it had to be a special call ballot because it expires before the presidential, primary. I mean, it can't be on the primary.
it can be on a primary.
It can't be on the
Yeah.
primary, then it don't have to be then. If it can be on
It'll
the
be
primary.
cheaper for us to do it on
Yeah,
the primary.
we've already discussed
ballot.
that.
So it can be on the primary.
yeah.
I didn't think it could
Yeah,
be.
it
It
can
would
be
have
on
been
primary, so we don't
Okay.
have to pay for special
Right, so
election.
we'll have to have a special election, which is 40,000.
Yeah, but I'm relatively certain of that, and Roger can probably answer that more definitively than I can, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that we've done that in the past and attached it to a, primary.
The critical thing for you to do is get this done and get the bill
Yes.
into the legislature to get it approved as a local act so that you can then schedule it for that vote.
For the primary ballot of 2024.
So we've already passed the motion,
You
so
passed the
this is the
resolution
public
in
hearing to
December.
let them go forward.
You passed the
Right.
resolution in December. What you now have is this public hearing to allow people to speak for or against, close the hearing, and then you vote to pass it on to the legislature.
Well, I know the Board of Education needs it to keep the funding of the trade school, and we need it because we're like everyone else in the world. Inflation's nipping on our toes every day. And if we lose revenue, we're gonna have to cut services.
Can we run an ad in the paper explaining to the people what this is? Because the first time they hear about it, they're gonna say we've created a new tax.
Well, I would say we need to push out social media posts and if you wanna add a newspaper to it, certainly, but this is, and we're live now, this is not a new tax, and it is no additional tax, it's the same tax that you've been paying. And I can tell you, there's been a lot of kids come out of that trade school out there that's benefited greatly from it.
Yes.
And it is a voice of the people. It's your voice to say whether you want to continue to support the trade school tax, mental health, and other entities in this county. It's nothing that we could, then, those are already earmarked. It cannot be spent on nothing else but that. This commission can't put it in general fund. It has to be earmarked. So that's something was done 20-something years ago, 30,
It was done back in the 70s.
1964. So
60s, okay.
4 years before I was born.
A few years ago.
So
Yeah.
And we're not even discussing raising the millage, it's
No.
just keeping it like it is.
keep it like it is, the same
Okay.
village.
So you need to open up for public comment.
So do we have any public comments addressing this, trade school? Having none, can we get a
I move
motion
we
to close
close
the
the hearing.
hearing?
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Williams, and a second, Commissioner Parnell. Any further discussion? Having none, all in favor say aye. Aye. We will send a letter to our legislation asking them, requesting them to put this through the services. Yes, that's right. I will contact our,
It would probably be beneficial if you call Pam
I will.
and get her to call our entire legislative delegation on behalf of the Board of Education.
They have already done so. I can assure you, the
Okay.
whole board.
Yeah, and I have spoke with Van and April and Clyde and on
Jimmy,
different, in
here's-
passing.
Here's what I would do to simplify this for you. If you'll allow me, I'll offer a resolution of support of getting this put on the ballot. and we can vote on it, and that way, when you go to the legislatures, our legislatures, you can say it, hopefully it'll be unanimously supported by the commission.
We need to have it unanimous.
Second.
So we have a motion, Mr. Parnell, and a second, Mr. Mims. Any further discussion? Having none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let it record show it's unanimous to support it. Okay, so moving down to our consent agenda, which consists of minutes, claims, the sheriff's personnel, the probate personnel, commission office, resolutions, litter department, and Higgins Ferry. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Make a motion, okay.
A second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Parnell, and a second, Commissioner Bone. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show I abstain from voting.
Okay.
Okay, coming down to our commission reports, our administrator, Ms. Sylvia Singleton. Okay, that was under our consent agenda? I'm sorry, it says other. All right, coming down to our commission reports.
Got old business.
Old business, we still have the old business, Jerry Knight as a North Foreman crew. We would said we would table this until our new engineer comes in to handle this up.
I agree.
Okay, so moving along, Commissioner Bone,
No, sir.
Commissioner Headley,
No, sir.
Commissioner Kelly,
No, sir.
Commissioner Mims,
No, sir.
Commissioner Parnell,
No, sir.
Commissioner Williams that got left off.
Yeah, in line with discussing the, trade school tax, I was at, as was Ms. Sylvia, at the commission district meeting, and there is a group of 10 municipalities in this state who are going after our SSUT monies. They propose changing the method it's distributed by to a sales tax reported base rather than a population base. And to give you an example, Mobile County has a 1 cent sales tax county. Mobile City has a 4 cent tax base. Mobile County is gonna lose probably 75% of their revenue from this SSUT. Mobile City is gonna make out like a bandit.
Commissioner Williams, can I interject something
Yes,
there?
yes.
So for those of you that don't know, that's the simplified seller's use tax. So years ago, there was no tax on internet sales. And so there was an agreement made with a lot of your internet providers like Amazon that they would collect a simplified seller's use tax, which is
8%. 8%.
8%. But at that point, there was no money out there because nobody was really doing anything about the internet sales. And it was talked about in the state, it was talked about with the Board of Educations, it was talked about a million different ways, and nobody cared. And that thing grew until it's a monster now because everybody buys Amazon and whatever. And now that it's significant, there's groups of people that are related to education and others that want to come after that. What we have is a standing resolution in this commission that all simplified seller use tax goes toward debt retirement. So our money is spoken for. So if they come after ours, it's not readily available. Now, I don't know how that'll hold up, but I'm telling you, our money is spent before we get it.
According to Sonny Brassfield, they'll get it.
Well,
And that's what I took from the meeting, that they would get it if they got the legislature to pass the bill.
I was contacted today by a member of the Board of Education and asked would I meet next week to discuss possibly sharing some of this with them to join the fight to keep our SUTT tax. And I'm asking, and I'm gonna ask Commissioner Mims and Commissioner Parnell to join me next week in this meeting if they're available to sit down with the Board of Education with Mr. Clemens and a couple of the Board of Education members to have this meeting. And
If I can finish, The reason for the meeting,
I'm sorry.
ACCA is recommending through their legal counsel that we have some kind of legal written agreement with the board. That's coming from ACCA. It can be an SRO. She told me that today.
I didn't read
When
that neither.
I talked to them today. And
But
she
he-
said, that's what other counties are doing. Macon
Yes, sir.
County's done it, others have done it.
Well,
And
Macon
that's what
County's-
they're recommending we do.
Macon County got sued by their Board of
It's
Education.
my understanding that a few counties have made agreements with their Board of Education, but a lot of them are doing what we have done. They have earmarked it, some are paying bonds back, others are building courthouses as well, others are retiring debt. But the ACCA is actively, battling this.
That's right.
Well, she said what we could do was have some kind of a written, she said it ain't gotta be major, some kind of written agreement that shows we can use the SROs that we've provided this year. That can be our agreement with them, to do this. But she said it'll help. That's what they wanted, the ACCA wants us to do right now is have something ready for this battle. And it's gonna be a battle. It may be next year, but it's gonna be a battle to keep this money. What do we get out of the SSUT each year? So if they get their way, we're gonna be dropping down significantly if the Big Ten municipalities get it.
I don't know what else we can do, but the ACCA is battling that, they're battling that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. She told us that's where we can help, is have that down when it comes down to it, have something in writing.
Well, we've already got a resolution in writing it.
Oh, that may,
commission
she
through
said
our
the
attorney.
SROs we have would work.
It's
Okay.
hard to me, it's hard to think about the legal process of pulling money away that's already been spent from somebody.
Yeah.
And this is a body have local legislation earmarking those funds to go to debt retirement. And we've borrowed and spent money based on that cash flow.
But I also don't want to be closed-minded to meet with the Board of Education to see what they got to say about the future fight of this neither. All
Well,
right.
I think that's what, I talked to Pam today, and she said, basically, that's what the AASB is, needs some kind of an agreement to fight it.
Yes, sir. What else, Mr. Williams?
County Road 161.
Okay.
We had, Attorney Bates sent a letter to the council of the landowner. Has he replied in any way?
I actually got an email from him today.
I figured you would today.
We're coming on I don't know if today is the 30th day, we're close. And he suggested to me that he needed a little bit more time, that they were doing some further research on the road, itself. I don't know what that means. He's not obliged to tell me, of course, but I did not have a commitment from him today as to what their position is gonna be. It is obvious at this point, the lawyer that sent you the letter is not the lawyer anymore. They have taken this to the Felton Dunbar Law Firm in Birmingham, which is a 3 statewide law firm. They're a big outfit. So there's some money coming behind that side of this. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but clearly we either wait for an additional response, or you guys can decide that you wanna take some other course of action. But he is represented by counsel at this point.
Basically, we told him 30 days, open the road back up to the public. And 30 days has passed. I think 30 days was actually one day last week, because we got a week in between, meetings.
Why, can I ask why this can't be a simple probate issue? Where the probate judge would rule that they gotta allow them access to their property?
Well, the probate judge doesn't have jurisdiction over that. That would be a circuit court
Sir,
action.
but you can't deny someone access to their property and, without opening a road, this is,
There's lots of issues on that. It isn't that simple. It isn't that simple. But there's lots of issues with that. The issue that you all had, that you dealt with here, was regardless of the parties having disputes with one another, your issue is if it's a public road and it's being unlawfully closed, then as a commission, you can have the road open. You can't settle the issue between two private parties, but you can, if you believe that to be, if he's closing the road. Now, if you ask him to close the road and he doesn't do it, then you got self-help. You can send your folks out there and take matters into your own hands, break down whatever he's got out there, and hope that he doesn't sue you for tearing up something you turned out to be wrong. Or you can file your own action in circuit court for an injunction against him from closing the road improperly because you claim it's a public road. In either case, ultimately a judge would wind up ruling one way or another whether or not it's a public road or a private road.
Well, we declared it a public road, we sent him a letter, because it is a public road, and he hasn't given us any proof, and he's had 30 days plus
Ms. Williams,
to do that.
all you dare do is tell me you want to start a fight, and I'll start you a fight.
I ain't scared of no fight, no
But you
rich
will when
man.
I send you a bill.
Oh, I
I
know
don't
that.
work for free.
I know that already. What do you think would be ample time for him to research that? I know what time, Ms. Bettinger's, I know what time she spent going through the minutes,
Well,
and
I personally, if I put it as a priority, then I could have done it in 30 days. I could. I don't know anything about what this fellow's been given. I don't know anything about the files he's been given. I don't know what his client's telling him.
has he been to the, commission office? Anybody of him called or looked at the commission office for any records? It doesn't sound to me like he's too concerned about it.
We're also getting a fight of a public entity against each other too over a road.
Excuse me? It's
Yes.
our road now.
It's our road. But
We
it's
sent
not
the
been
letter.
proven it's our road that we had to shut down for them not to have access. It's not been proven either way.
There's no proof. Now, the proof
He's gotta
has,
prove it's not.
that's right.
He says, she's proven there is. He's gotta prove there's not. So it's not been a burden of proving on either side.
He's had ample time, in my opinion, 30 days. I mean, I don't have a problem
Yeah.
giving him another 30 days, but 30 days be it, or we should take matters in our own hand and take the gate down.
He just asked you for more time. He didn't say how much more time.
No.
Well, Mr. Bates, I would make a suggestion that we would, let this render no more than 2.5 to 3 weeks from this date, and we wanna answer, or we're gonna have to take action on it.
Well, the next meeting will be 2 weeks. I'd say
2
you need
weeks.
to
2
let us know
weeks.
something at
Yep.
the next meeting.
Then we'll have to take our action on it.
Do you need a motion on that, Mr. Bates?
No.
Okay.
All right?
I'll get something to this end tomorrow. Or ratchet up
That's right.
Turn the gas up.
It'd be real easy for him to
Turn the
give them
gas
the key
on.
to the gate,
Yeah, it'd be easy just to get the key to the gate.
and then we don't all have to get sued.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Williams?
I just want to give you all an update, since I had so much to say about funding for the health department. They get 2 attaboys. The garbage pile on 182 has been cleaned up. I mean, it was actual household garbage. I called him, reported it to him. He sent a letter. The man that owned the property came and cleaned it up. And the other piece of property, I forget the county road number, it's out there near where we were discussing a while ago, near the old drag strip. That property owner's supposed to be on site in the next few days and clean it up.
Well, the neighbors over there on Old Drag Strip Road said that, that guy that's living over there has added more garbage to it.
Well, property owner's coming out of Florida, and, he's give him 30 days to get up here and clean it up, and he assured him by letter that he was coming to clean it up. So when I told the property owner that reported it to me, same thing. So, and I don't doubt he'll pile more back up there if he don't evict him. And that's all I had. I just wanted
All
to
right.
give him an attaboy.
I don't want to cut nobody short, but my wife would like me to take her out to dinner tonight. So,
Well, I got something else then.
well, you just want to talk to her about that later. Moving right along, just to let you know, give y'all an update, y'all asked me to contact the engineer that we potentially hire. He accepted our offer, he signed the contract this evening. I just need a resolution to accept his contract and to actually to hire our engineer.
I
He will
move
start on
we-
the 20th of March.
I move we accept the contract for Heath Sexton as our next engineer with the contract he has signed effective, what day?
March 20th.
March 20th.
I'll second that.
Got a motion second, motion Commissioner Williams, second Commissioner Parnell. Any further discussion? Having none, all in favor say aye. I talked with him, I will be introducing him on the 21st to the commission and introducing to our, on the 20th to the, road department. All right, the next one, I need a motion to approve the sale of a piece of property that's jointly owned by the city of Clanton to, Mr. Connell. It's called the Vines property that we agreed on. Y'all have it in your, we talked about it in our work session. The amount is $20,500. Can I get that motion?
I'll make the motion as you said.
Second.
Commissioner Kelly makes his motion, Commissioner Mills makes a second. Any further questions? Having none, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I also need a motion to sell the property of the 526 acres, I think it is. We had talked about it in our work session and in our executive session to sell our part of the property, which was known as the Alpha property, to the city of Clanton for the amount of $1.8 million, 51257, I think it is. 51719 to be exact.
I move we accept that recommendation.
Now, we got a motion, Commissioner Williams,
Second.
second Commissioner Kelly. Any further discussion? Having none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, unanimous. I need one more resolution to give me permission to negotiate future property for our courthouse, the future of our courthouse.
I'll make a motion that we give our chairman permission to negotiate with this property.
I second.
I got a motion, Commissioner Kelly, and a second Commissioner Bone. Any further discussion? Having none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Can I get a motion we
Move
adjourn?
we adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion, Commissioner Williams, a second Commissioner Kelly. All in favor say aye.
Aye.